everyone, it's Mio, and today I have another slime tutorial for you. I'm going to show you how to make this rainbow Orbeez slime. This slime is incredibly easy to make. It just takes a little patience on your part, but it's so fun, so pretty, and I just really loved how it really turned out. I want to thank you guys for being a little patient with me this week. I know I didn't upload a video earlier in the weekend, but I've just been feeling a little bit under the weather, so that's why my voice sounds a little bit different. But if you like more videos like these, please do subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and do check out my social media website accounts such as Instagram and Twitter, and you can get more frequent updates about videos to come. Alright, let's go ahead and just get this tutorial started, shall we? So you want to start off by creating the clear slime, and to start off with, I'm just using a borax solution. All I need is 1 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of borax, and it's so important that you get this part right. If you use too much borax in the solution, your slime won't be too slimy. And you want to mix the solution until you get what looks like water. You want to make sure the borax is completely dissolved. And then you're going to need some clear glue. I bought a gallon of it online for like $12, and that's really all the ingredients you need to make the clear slime. So to start off with, I'm just going to pour 1 cup of clear glue into my mixing bowl and 1 cup of regular water, and mix the 2 ingredients together. I wanted my slime to be a crystal clear color, but if you want to color it, now is the perfect time too. And once you're happy with the coloration of it, so I'm just going to make mine clear, I'm going to pour the borax solution very slowly into the mixture and stir. And as you'll notice, the moment you start pouring the borax solution into it, your solution kind of makes this gelatin coagulated mixture. You're really making slime at this point. Go ahead and pour away to a point where you don't feel any of the sticky glue anymore in your slime solution. I went ahead and just poured everything in at the end, and then just picked up the slime with my hands. And as you can see, the slime has a lot of bubbles, but don't worry about it. Put it in a storage container and let it sit. And now you're going to need some Orbeez. So I ordered these Orbeez online. I got a full packet of like 12 different colors for not that much. I think it was probably like $7 on Amazon or so. And if you have never experienced Orbeez, it's just these beads that absorb a lot of water and become really, really large. So you're just going to pour in a large amount of water into a bowl where you want all of your Orbeez to grow, and just dump all the beads inside, and you just have to play the waiting game. It takes about 8 hours for them to reach the maximum size. You can mix all the Orbeez colors together like I did here, or you can separate them individually based off of color. So I did this with a different set, so it would be easier for me to find the color that I want when I made my rainbow slime. Just make sure all of your Orbeez are completely submerged in water, and if the water level gets low, be sure to add more water in. So this is what the Orbeez look like about after an hour or 2, and as you can see, they're already getting bigger and it has like this clear film. And this is what the Orbeez look like after 8 hours, but if you want to be safe, you can let it sit for a whole entire day. So once you have your Orbeez ready, you can now start putting your Orbeez into your clear slime. So for those of you guys who've never made clear slime before, as you can tell, it has a lot of bubbles when you first create it, and you need to put it in an airtight container and let it sit for several days for the bubbles to rise up and disappear. So the thicker or the larger amount of slime you have in a container, the more days you have to wait. So as you can see in my container, I have a lot of slime in here, and this is after sitting for about 3 days, and you can see the bottom part of the container doesn't really have any bubbles, but the top 2/3 of the container has a lot of bubbles because it's still taking a lot of time for the bubbles to surface up. And if you remove the top part and you look at the top surface of the slime, you'll be able to see that there's a lot of bubbles coming up to the surface very, very slowly. You can pop them with your fingers and really kind of see it. It just takes time. So if you have a thinner layer of slime, you probably only have to wait a few days. The thicker the layer of the slime, you probably have to wait several days. So I'm okay with there being a few bubbles. I'm just going to go ahead and take some clear slime and fill the bottom layer with some clear slime so the bottom of the Orbeez have something to sit on. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill the Orbeez into my slime with a rainbow layer. I love the rainbow configuration, but if you want your Orbeez to be a different color configuration, or you only want it to be certain colors like pink and red and purple just for Valentine's Day, you can absolutely do that. I just think rainbow is a lot of fun. It's really bright, colorful, and I just really loved it. So that's the configuration that I'm doing here on my slime. A tip to get the Orbeez from moving is you can stick your fingers into the slime to make little small pits, and that will keep the Orbeez from traveling around and moving too much. So this is pretty much what my second layer of Orbeez looks like. As you can see, it has a really pretty rainbow configuration, and if you look at it from the side, you can see the clear glass slime on the bottom, and on top of it you should be able to see a layer of Orbeez with air in between. There's really no slime in between it, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. All you're going to do is take a larger chunk of clear slime. You're going to flatten it out gently with your hands into the shape of your container and gently lay it on top of your Orbeez. You don't want to press too hard because some of the Orbeez, when they absorb a lot of water, they're very fragile and you can break them very easily. So you want to be very gentle, and over time the slime is going to sink in between the spaces of your Orbeez and fill in the gaps. So this is what it looks like when I just press everything together. As you can tell, it's holding everything in place. And I'm going to let this slime sit for about a day, and after a day you'll notice that the slime has completely filled all the gaps in between your little beads. And that, guys, is pretty much how I made this rainbow Orbeez slime. It's really easy, like I said earlier, and this is what my slime looks like after it sat for a day. Some of the Orbeez might have moved and shifted a little bit and floated to the top, but really the configuration is really the way you set up earlier. As you can see, the top part of the slime still has a few bubbles that are surfacing up because I didn't wait that long for all the bubbles to clear out, but I'm okay with it. And all you have to do is just take your slime out of your container and you can start playing with it. I will say that you should play with your Orbeez slime in a place where you don't mind the Orbeez falling onto the ground. With the slime, the Orbeez do occasionally pop out of the slime like a surprise. It's so much fun, but you want to make sure that you don't have any pets that might accidentally take it and eat it. So play it in a safe environment where you don't mind the Orbeez kind of popping out and falling all over the place. But the slime is just so cool, so fun, and I really loved how it turned out. After you play with the slime for a while, sometimes the rainbow configuration will change up, but you can always remove the beads and replace them back into the slime just like I did earlier. So it's really a lot of fun, and you can recreate and do all sorts of things with this kind of slime. If you have a few Orbeez that kind of pop out and you want to put it back in without having to set it in the container, just put it in the center of your slime, fold it over a couple times, and then you pretty much locked your beads right back in. One tip to keep your Orbeez really into your slime without popping out so much, if you don't really like that, you really want to make sure that your slime is very slimy. The slimier it is, the more likely it's to cling onto your beads and keep it from popping out, and this has everything to do with your borax consistency. So as you can see in my clear slime here, it's very stretchy and it's very slimy-like, so it really holds onto the beads really well. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. And again, please check out my other social media websites such as Instagram and Twitter to get preview footage of what's to come. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys soon. See you later, bye!